welcome to a new episode of Depreciation Nation. And behind me, you're going to see a car that I am very excited to bring to you. This is a brand new for 2022 Cadillac Blackwing. Now, this is rumored to be a swan song for GM and rumored to be the last of their big power plants that they are going to put into a sedan like this as everybody moves toward electric. But before we get into that, why don't you hit that subscribe button at the bottom of your screen so that you don't miss more eclectic content like this. Now, we are very happy to be able to bring this to you. A few weeks ago, you saw the video on the Viper ACR. Travis, who owns that Viper, also owns this right here. And this has been on order for several months and was scheduled to be here last week, and it did not show up. But we were scheduled to film that Viper, and this car actually came off the truck yesterday morning. So Travis invited us to come along and sample the car, give you overall impressions, overall driving experiences. So let's get going. So here we are in the Cadillac Blackwing. This car has had a lot of comparisons made to the BMW M5, but I don't think those comparisons are appropriate. Perhaps the E39 M5, but not the current M5. This car feels analog from the moment you get in it. It already feels visceral now. I have all of my updated infotainment systems and modern tech and all of that, but this feels very much like a driver's car from the moment you grab the steering wheel. It's got our heads-up display, which I like. Now, that's something that GM has been doing for a very long time. We did a video a while back with a C5 Corvette, and that's something that I talked about then. The heads-up display just gets a little bit better. The car sounds incredible. Steering wheel's wrapped in Alcantara. We've got our center stack touchscreen right here. And then we have what is probably my favorite feature on the car, which is buttons that work the climate control and the ventilation system. We've got some nice carbon accoutrements on the dashboard and the door panels. Steering wheel has the red loop around the top so that you know you're in a sporting car and you can always tell where the top of the steering wheel is. We do have a push button start, but most importantly, this car is a 6-speed manual. And as a result of it being a 6-speed manual, it feels like a proper driver's car. And it is quick. 665 horsepower this car is quoted at. Of course, the automatic is going to be faster than the manual transmission because that's just how it works these days. But I think that the manual is going to make for a lot more fun. We'll put the window up so that we can hear. This car sounds wicked. Love the color, love the interior. The interior is just right. It's not over the top. We've got our contrasted leather stitching. We've got our contrasted piping on the seats, but it is not over the top. It is going to age well, and it looks great. Seats are carbon buckets, which means that the back of them are finished carbon fiber. And all in all, this is amazing. Now, as mentioned, we filmed this and the Viper on the same day, and at the moment, the Viper is right behind me with Travis behind the wheel. But even he said I was gonna like this more than the Viper. And it is ridiculously quick. Pop over here real quick. And here we go. Get our flashers turned off there. The car is simple. The car does not really require a manual for me to figure out how to work the basic components. I'm speechless. Cadillac has knocked it out of the park. As you know, I am very much a European enthusiast with the BMWs and the Audis. But this, folks, is tough to beat. This is very tough to beat. Acceleration is predictable. The rear end does move around a fair bit under acceleration, but you can always tell where it's going to go, and it always just requires a very small correction to keep the car in line. Granted, the car has traction control and a lot of other safety nannies, but it does allow the car to continue to move around. And this is a car you could live with every day as your only car. One of the things that I love is that it has the backup camera incorporated into the rear view mirror, and if I flip the mirror one way, it operates as a standard rear view mirror, and if I flip the mirror the other way, it turns on that backup camera. I can zoom in on it, I can zoom out on it, but most importantly, when I look into it, I've always got a television picture of everything that's going on behind me. This is the M5 that BMW should have built, but didn't. And as a result of that, the folks at Cadillac are going to win big with this one. Ride is compliant. We've got the magnetic ride shocks that are prevalent on so many GM products and even on my Audi S3. Ride is very compliant, very supple. Car is quiet, and overall it's a nice place to be with buttons that work and seats that fit right and a lot of go under the right pedal. And so that is the Cadillac Blackwing. Now, one thing that is very special about this car is that as cars become more electronic and more automated, personally, I feel that BMW has sort of lost its way in that aspect. And in the process of BMW losing their way and making cars that are very, 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 very fast, but kind of lack soul, Cadillac found it. Cadillac built the M5 that BMW wouldn't. This car is equipped with a 6-speed manual, as we've already stated, sounds amazing, has a big V8, and makes no apologies to anyone. So, thanks for watching. Hit that subscribe button at the bottom of your screen so you don't miss more awesome content like this, and we'll talk to you soon.